Hello everyone from across the world. My name is Rolly Seth, and I will be talking today on the topic of future of product innovation with AI. Who am I? I'm a senior product manager in Microsoft. I've worked on products like PowerPoint and other office products. I have about 13 years of product innovation experience. I've worked on a lot of entrepreneurship role, and that's where I bring the knowledge of about future that I'll share some of the insights in general because I'm super curious about tech. The interesting thing that I bring along is how does technology blends into other fields like liberal arts and multidisciplinary. That's my forte, and that's where I have more experience. And I have a related YouTube channel called Always Be Curious, where I do similar exploration of blending technology in other fields and seeing how it works on. So, without much ado, let us understand about AI innovation metrics. So you might ask, hey, what is the metrics here? The main thing I've been seeing evolving with AI is think of two by two metrics where there is a horizontal row of human AI known, and human unknown, and a vertical row column called AI known and AI unknown. That gives us four buckets of understanding innovations in four categories. The first being, what if some things are known to AI, but it is not known to human? What could that be? You all have seen examples of ChatGPT where predictive and innovations comes into play, and how it comes into place. It is has the ability to consume large amount of data quickly. So that's where the first bucket of innovation is. It's already happening. What we see in the phase one is predictive innovation, that it predicts as you start typing, it knows what you're about to type, it fills in that. As you start creating content, it knows and it tries to generate similar multimodal content. That so phase one, I would say you've already seen that bucket of the innovation happening. Bucket two would is around things that are known to both AI and to human too. So here I call it, if both human know how to create it and AI knows how to create it too. Think of a simple app like a calculator or something that requires a basic web search. The benefit of innovation that will come here is the speed. The point of bringing innovation in this category is the AI will help you do the things more faster. So more speed driven innovation will happen. You're already starting to see some pieces of it, but I see more in terms of the speed factor to bring that kind of innovation. The third bucket, which is more interesting as it goes along, is things that are known to human but it's unknown to AI. What could that be? Because AI has a lot of data, right? The main thing is around context. It knows it can generate an average as people are talking about LLMs, large language models, and generative AI. One thing they're missing is AI doesn't know all the details on context unless you explicitly tell in the long prompt. And that's where the uniqueness of human known comes into place. It knows what are the contextual details, and that's where I will see more in future. The product innovation will start happening is contextualization. The same thing will be there, but how it's presented to you as an end user will become more critical, and as it gets personalized. So that's an interesting one. But the most important bucket where I see the most innovation has happened will happen in future is this four bucket called human unknown and AI unknown. And you would say, what does that mean even? What I'm trying to convey here is things that might not individually AI might not be able to solve on its own, and neither human, because of several constraints, be it GPUs or like just the history and memory or the context. But when AI and human will come together, they try to co-create, they will come up with new innovations. So as I see in the future, this fourth bucket will be the main majority innovation areas where people will try to fill in the gap, that the reason we are using AI is not just for everyday use of without understanding the use cases, but where you can't do without either of the two. That's where like Copilot and other products have been coming into place. It tries to blend the power of co-creation. So co-creation I see evolving more in the future. And here, you might have already seen, if you are a fan of Future, about the emergent technology cycle that every year Gartner publishes. What I've tried to do differently here is the four buckets of innovation for product. I've tried to showcase that the trending chart of the future shows these four buckets already happening. As you could see, the speed innovation would be categorized into APIs and centric so that you can quickly call into the models and AI and help get to the end user faster innovation. Things like homomorphic encryptions and other things, these are all the security driven, but they're based on a context that it knows you and the context and personalized information. For predictive innovation, I would call it that there is a important category that not many people have been checking out, but it will become soon bigger. I see is AI simulation. That's an example of predictive innovation happening. And the crow creation, which is my favorite fourth bucket, would be something around neurosymbolic AI that it requires brain of both human and AI to solve bigger challenges. So with that, I would also start to go forward and predict four things. Or with that, even move on not just to four things, but 10 predictions that I see happening in the product innovation area in the next few years. So prediction one: remix economy or editor economy will fast follow this creator economy. And you would say, what is remix economy? So I would say, with generative AI, sorry if my text is somehow coming out in the slides overlaid, but I'll try to read through so that it becomes clear to you guys, all of you. Is remix economy, I would say, is if everyone of you is using generative AI, if everyone is a creator at heart or has been using, there's so much amount of data in the world that at one point, not everyone would want to be a creator. The benefit and innovation will come into place. Who will be able to remix? And by remix, I mean there's so many parameters in AI that you have to manipulate, add, edit. If you have used stable diffusion, if you have used mid journey, any of the product with AI, you'd have seen more and more parameters for manipulation are coming into play. So the people who will be able to adapt to those parameters and understand and quickly play around with this, or even not just people, but the apps and products and tools that which would understand these personalization parameters and help tweak and remix different parameters quickly, not just with one product, but multiple AI models, say, will be the forefront of future that I see happening, because there'll be so much overflow of data that we would need more people to remix and edit and bring more personalization. So that's one of my first prediction of remix economy will become more popular. There is a popular effect called people remember uncompleted or uninterrupted tasks better than their completed tasks. And why am I saying that? It refers to the same point of what we were discussing of prediction one, which is around that people forget what they have to create from scratch, but they remember what is still not completed, and they would want to finish it and remix it quickly. So, with that, the second thing comes into play for prediction is what would be the creative ways of discoverability and SEO for driving innovation? And obviously, discoverability, SEO, if you're into product innovation, you already know, tada, like this is super normal. I would have already guessed. But the reason I'm saying just few examples of it, if you were like a few weeks back into chat GPT plugins, there are 1,000 plus plugins. It's easy to create plugins, but it's not so easy for everyday user to come across it. The search and everyday tools are becoming so much, and so it will become more and more difficult for you to get people to notice it. The old analogy of saying, hey, build it and people will come, will no more longer be applicable, because there'll be so much AI information and AI tools available that people will not know even how to find you. So you have to bring more innovation into discoverability, and that's where whoever will win this discoverability game will get to drive the next generation of product innovations. Third one, I see magic, more magic, magic, magic. And obviously, there are magic principles in physical world too. Similarly, there will be more established patterns of magic interaction designs with AI I see happening. What does magic interaction design mean here? So, if you would have used any of the recent AI or generative AI, I want all of you to focus on the tiny buttons that you click when you're trying to generate these things. These are some popular screenshots you might be noticing. If you notice, there is a sparkle in all the generative AI application next to like search buttons, or we have to evolve, or sometimes if you have to generate an image, you see on the right side, there are boxes as if it's a Pandora box and magic is coming out of it. So these are indirectly small magic elements already starting to like become popular over the last few months, but I see this getting more plus plus of when I say magic interaction design. By that I mean it's not just static icons that will play a role. How the information is played to you by say animation, how it flows between transformation of content, say text to image, that how these interaction happens, of where it gives you information, where it holds back, so that it's a co-creation will become more important. So keep an eye, and if you're a designer, I would love to explore more or see more magic interaction design happening in future. Fourth one, AI will work while you sleep. This is about the AI collaboration theme, and by that you would say, like, what, why does AI need to work, or can't AI just work and do more of my productivity thing? I, from the experience that I have, there has to be a right balance of proactive AI and reactive AI. And by that I mean is, everyone of you might know Clippy, that it was there, it was always there, and but people behavior changes, and some people like more proactive help. When people are talking about AI feels like magic, it means that it knows when is the right moment to help you and comes to play to help you out. So that's the proactive AI. That it's always there. You don't have to call it explicitly. It just knows, it sits in the background like Alexa and just brings to the forefront whenever you need. Reactive is more about it will come to your help when you will need it. You have to explicitly tell, without it, it will have a dormant field otherwise. And how I've seen playing in this kind of AI collaboration when I said AI will work while you sleep is the innovations in future that will become more popular will have a pretty good balance of both proactive and reactive AI. I don't think so that either of the solution will be able to solve all of the people's needs. So there has to be blend of, it knows when to become proactive and when to become reactive, or it has settings that people can play around that. And one of the important data points is 90% of the people don't start from scratch. Let's like, that's important like parameter, that while you most of you guys are like using generative AI, can AI help you quickly reach the finish line? And by that I meant, if you have already reached a certain threshold and are struggling with finishing touches, we can like, AI could help you that way. And while you don't have to meet the deadlines, AI will help you meet those deadlines in a quicker way. There's another famous saying of, productivity soars when a computer and its user interact at a pace of less than 400 milliseconds. That ensures that neither AI has to wait or neither human has to wait on the other. This is an important criteria. If you have been using AI, you would have seen that sometimes there are a lot of animations and effects that says, hey, we are fetching the details, computer is generating, wait for the magic to happen. But in future I see that kind of AI collaboration of not just reactive and proactive, but at the speed of how human thinks and AI thinks will become more parallel in terms of the speed of bringing the joint collaboration. Fifth prediction is, AI storytelling will still need a soul. See, I already told about co creation, but what is different here is, let me give you an example. So, recently, there is a famous YouTuber called Cassie. He published this blog called AI Made This Blog or Vlog, where it asked ChatGPT to create an AI story, and it went verbatim by verbatim. This YouTuber created the video based on the script that AI and ChatGPT had generated. After the entire video was shot or recorded, Cassie analyzed the video and tried to compare it with his other videos of what was different. And this was the remark from him. where he said at the end, it felt like what the video was generated felt like it was a copy of a photocopy of a photocopy. What that means is ChatGPT is very good, or the generative AI technologies, or AI in general, of helping you reach a faster goal, but it provides an answer for the average. In order for you to stand out, your stories have to be unique. Something has to be different, and that's where you will come into the play. Prediction 6: less scalable solutions might become more premium. So, you guys have been seeing the news recently around everyone can create a chat GPTs. But are there things that chat GPT cannot do? What are those things? Have people been thinking? Yes, there are a lot of posts around where new innovations can be brought into play, where it's not about mass production, not about just creating more chatbots, but more about what is the element of human to human touch that people might be needing. So, this is one recent quote by Scott, Adobe Chief Strategy Officer, where he said, seek more meaning in scarcity of experiences that catch the eye, that are not designed to scale. So there is a probability that as several of these offerings could be offered by AI, be it like a tutor, be it an analyzer, business product, there will be certain critical nuance or experiences that might not be scalable but will bring in a premium value. And there will be product innovations in that category too. Prediction 7: personalization meaning will change or evolve. Personalization is something that applies to me, but the meaning here is just this is a screenshot from today from ChatGPT 4, where they provide sample prompts. And you know the like benefits of prompting in ChatGPT and generative AI is prompting helps you to quickly get started. But if you see, already there are 4,000 plus prompts. By that, it means there are 4,000 already ways that you can personalize. But like still they, even if you search through the all these 4,000 plus prompts, you'll realize that it might not be able to meet all your personalized details. There are more than a billion population across the world, and billions of these people have more and more personalizations needs, so it will become more hyper personalized. This is another example. So over the last week, ChatGPT offered a way that everyone can create their own personal GPTs. And within like a quick span of a week or a two, more than 10,000 GPTs, personalized GPTs, are already existing that people have released publicly across and other people can use it. So the power of personalization is coming to a more stretch where people are looking, and there is interesting play of hyper personalization. By hyper personalization, I mean there's more finer details of personalization mean. I could be needing personalization for my morning work tasks. I could be needing personalization for my lunch hours when I'm creating food. So it evolves with my personality. The personalization is not a static domain or a static parameter just for myself even. So there'll be more and more deeper innovations happening in this area. Another just big data number, a growing number of people, now about 70%, say it's important for brand to provide personalized experiences. So as you can see, 70%, all it says this is not just AI versus non-AI. In general, that's an hypothesis where people are trending to make more and more needing hyper personalizations. Prediction 8: digital mass production will start to happen more. So, as you would have seen with real world, there was a mass production of cars in more than a century ago, and other products in real world. Similarly, there will be sudden influx of mass production in digital world too. When what I mean by mass production is with AI, you will create a copy, but innovations will start to happen of how do you take a copy of one and create multiple copies with AI. Be it, take an example of storyboard. That could be an interesting one, that You generated an image, but this is a real product available online on storyboard creation. It's grok.ai, where you just give an image, but it helps you using the same character. It provides different camera angles and help you create a storyboard of multiple copies using the same storyline. Midjourney, a very popular generative AI that you might have used in the recent times, has started offering camera angles and another new cool feature called tuning, where you can auto tune an uploaded image and just try to manipulate and create multiple copies of it. So I see more and more not just about tuning or camera angles, but mass production where you give one copy and it generates multiple copies. Another example could be where you are a user or a lead where you have to create content from worldwide audience in different languages in different voices. You just create one video and automatically, I know there's a lot of innovation already happening about translations and audio narration language changes, but within a click of second you'll be able to convert in 10 different languages, 10 different videos. So that speed of multiple copies in mass production will become more fun. Prediction 9: digital personal brand will be more commoditized. What I mean by digital personal brand is currently, brand, if you talk to people about brand, more than often people think of some organization. But here I've been seeing that more and more people are starting to think with the access of AI tools about my personal brand. Who am I? How does my profile picture looks? How, what kind of parameters that I can provide that stays along across different apps? It's my identity, but it's my brand that it gives. So with AI, I see that personal brand will become more uptake and product innovations will start to happen that will leverage your personal brand needs. Another interesting quote: 75% of the people say as technology improve, their desire to interact with real world will also increase. So it's also tied to the point of, up to a point you can create a chat gpt or ai that mimics you. It could mimic your voice, it could mimic your personality, it could mimic your face, but there could be a brand, personal brand of how do you switch from a digital you to a real you. So there's a more interesting play and innovations will happen on how do you create the personal brand, which is a mix of you in a digital world and you in a physical world. Finally, last prediction is retro refresh will bring back old memories in a multimodal way. Here, the main word I want to focus on is multimodal. You might have already started to see these on the left side pictures where you upload an old, grainy black and white picture and it helps you create HD pictures all cleaned up. But I'm seeing more and more multimodal with neural voices. People are trying, or with games, people are trying to create games with AI which are more pixel games, 8-bit games. There are movies that people are trying to create with old, like Charlie Chaplin mode, and other things. So it's not just images. You might have seen that old retro AI importance coming into just pictures, but I'm seeing it in across different models, be it voice, be it animations, be it games, be it videos, be it movies. So I see that as one of the other predictions about to happen soon in different multimodals. So that's from me. Thank you guys. That's in recap the 10 predictions and 2 by 2 metrics of where you can start to innovate in your product, AI and human interaction co creation future. Thank you.